All right, guys, what's going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about aim assist in XDefiant and the problem with, or problems with, aim assist in XDefiant. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to the topic of aim assist, let's just be real here. When it comes to crossplay and mouse and keyboard versus controller, controller versus mouse and keyboard in any setting, right? We're never going to get people that are going to be happy and satisfied with the result no matter what. It's the impossible task, so to speak, right? Only something that John Wick himself could pull off, right, in order to make everybody happy, in terms of balancing the entire amount of aim assist and with everything going on with mouse and keyboard and everything like that, right? Nobody's ever going to be happy with it. But I will say this. I'm going to say this right off the bat, and this is my thoughts and my opinion. And I'm going to say this. In recent first-person shooter games, a lot of controller players, and this is coming from a controller player, okay? So, and I've played both, but the vast majority of my time over the course of my experience with first-person shooters over the last decade has been on controller. And I'm going to say this right off the bat. I personally like the fact that they've lowered aim assist in this game. And it's not just because I want the entirety of the community to be happy in terms on the PC side of things, but it's also the fact because controller players have been spoiled over the last recent years with first-person shooters or any shooter in general, to where the aim assist has really been beefed up. And if you want proof, all you have to do is go play an older, like play your current Call of Duty or whatnot, you know, for a good amount of time, and then go play one of the older Call of Duties and see the difference. You know, in the beginning you'd probably struggle, but then you would eventually adapt, your muscle memory would kick in, and then you'd start doing well again. But when you kind of go backwards, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a little bit more time, especially with the amount of decreased of aim assist that we've seen with this game. And I personally like it because, well, number one, it widens the skill gap, which is great. You know, I think people that have better aiming ability should be able to get the win and to be on target and to stay on target. But here is the thing. Despite the fact that people have different opinions on it and how people are never going to be happy, regardless whether they're PC players or whether they're console players, whatever the deal is, nobody's ever going to be happy. But part of the problem with this game specifically now is that I think that there are a lot of not only inconsistencies, but players are experiencing different things when it comes to this game. And what do I mean by this? Some people are experiencing reduced aim assist, and some people are experiencing no aim assist at all. And there are some people that are experiencing a little bit of both. And that is what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing a little bit of both. And sometimes when the aim assist is not felt at all, is sometimes it's random, but more with my personal experience, it's more common when I have a little bit of verticality on somebody. Let's say I'm on the second floor of whatever, like let's say this map here, Echelon or whatever it's called, and somebody's below me and I can see them or whatnot, I won't be able to, like, if I ADS at them, aim assist won't work, and it just doesn't work. It's simple as that. And sometimes it even happens every once in a while mid gunfight where aim assist just doesn't seem to work, but that's a lot more rare. But sometimes it does happen, and it actually kind of reminds me of almost like aim resist from some of the more recent Call of Duties, even though it's not exactly aim resist. But if you think about it, it could be aim resist, you know, and you could call it aim resist because not because the game is pulling you in the opposite direction of where you're trying to go, not in that way, unlike Call of Duty, specifically in Cold War more than anything else, but more like, hey, you know, it's going to disable if you're, you know, it just randomly disables. So obviously a lot of people would be thinking about EOMM when it comes to that, because that's one of the things that it kind of does. But I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's the fact that there's obviously the server issues and the inconsistencies that come with that. Like right there, you see how I was ADSing at that guy? If that guy was like at a better angle to where I could actually shoot them, I guarantee there wouldn't be aim assist. So that's the problem that I'm experiencing, and the fact that people are experiencing their inconsistencies is part of the problem. I'm not a dev. I don't know if it's related to the servers in any way, shape, or form. It could be, and maybe not. I don't know. But I can tell you this. There are a good amount of people that have said there's no aim assist in this game. Part of me thinks that they're probably over-exaggerating, but at the same time, with their personal experience, there may not be. But let's not forget that what I said in the beginning of this video, the very beginning, is the fact that a lot of players have been getting spoiled with the amount of aim assist that are in recent Call of Duty games and in some other games in general too. Like seriously, the amount of aim assist is up there in comparison to where it used to be at some point. And I don't know what else to say. It's one of those things that you're just gonna have to get used to when everything is working properly, right? And as of right now, with this game, things are just not working properly. Like even with this specialist that you see here that I just used, and I apologize for calling him specialist, but and this is like my second or third session with the game, I believe, and nothing's been changed, and I'm aiming better than I was in the first session. So it's just something that is eventually going to have to take time for a lot of players to get used to and adapt to. And again, we've been spoiled. Well, not we, because I haven't played recently, but I have played a while. You know, I've played some of the newer Call of Duties, just not as much. I haven't played the most recent one, Vanguard. I played after like, I don't know, 2 prestiges, and I mean I did 2 prestiges, and then after that I was done, never touched it again. So World Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 I don't have. Modern Warfare 2019 I regret buying it, and Cold War was okay, but it was still a problem. But that game, again, it was really easy to aim, seriously, really easy to aim and to get on target. It was just all the other things that were a problem. So ultimately, with this game, I think the biggest problem is that everybody's got varying opinions on it, and everybody's also experiencing different things because of the server issues or because of the inconsistencies with this game. With it could be the coding, it could be all that kind of stuff. I mean, as far as I know, coding and the servers kind of go hand in hand, so on and so forth, right? They have to be optimized, they have to be everything counts. The net code counts, all that shit counts, and it all has to be in sync, or else you're not going to be in sync, which is again part of the problem that this game has as of right now in its current form. But I think I think that when we go into the next beta, and when they're going to have the more optimized servers that we're going to be playing with and stress testing and all that stuff, I think the experience is going to be much better. But ultimately, the problem is that aim assist has been lowered, which I personally don't have a problem with. As a matter of fact, I embrace it. However, with the different experiences that everybody's having, it's a problem. And I will say this, I think that one thing that needs to be changed is that, like, once a player gets to a certain distance away, there's like no aim assist or decrease. Like in every single game, that's apparent, right? Like if there's somebody across the map from you, right? If there's somebody across the map from you, it's harder for that aim assist to kick in, or it just happens a lot less, to where it's like hardly noticeable, right? But noticeable, but just hardly, right? It's weaker at a distance and stronger at close range, or within a certain range. Like close to medium range, it's optimal, and then it lessens the farther out you go. That is what happens in most games. But with this game, because the aim assist is already on a lower level to begin with, by the time you get further away, it's like it's not there at all, if at all. So I think that the far distance aim assist threshold, or whatever you want to call it, needs to be increased. But in terms of the closer to medium, I think it needs to stay where it's at, but it needs to make sure that it's working the way it is, for instance, for me, because that's how it's working for me. And that's my personal experience. And the reason why I said that it needs to be increased in terms of the threshold or the strength or whatever you want to call it at a distance is because we've got crossplay on, right? And this is a very PC dominant game, which is fine, and I don't have any problems with that. And this is coming from a controller player, okay? So the thing is that on PC, there would be like no difference for PC players. There wouldn't, because they don't have aim assist in the first place. So the thing is, for us, against players like that, we would get shit on 99% of the time, if not close to that percentage, right? Controller players would, because there would be no aim assist, and it would be pretty much a free kill for the PC player, regardless of what weapon they use, because they don't have aim assist in the first place. So in that aspect, yeah, they would definitely have a big advantage over that player. So ultimately, like I said in the beginning, it's going to be a hard thing to balance when you look at the crossplay of things. And again, at launch, there will be input-based matchmaking, but if somebody's playing crossplay with crossplay on and with any input, matchmaking or whatnot, I think that for controller players, that threshold of that aim assist needs to be increased at a distance as compared to where it is now. Because right now, once you get to like medium range, or the farther ranges at medium range, which there are a decent amount of engagements, if that other player has a mouse and keyboard, it's business as usual for them. And for controller players that have to have some aim assist in there, it's like all of a sudden they're dealing with a situation where there's no aim assist. and then the next thing you know, they're dead. Especially if that PC player has a sniper, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill at that range at that point in time. And with the way the health works in this game in terms of the time to kill and all that, which is another good thing. I like the higher time to kill, but again, because of those servers, sometimes it feels like you're dying quickly, and sometimes it feels like you're killing quickly, and then all of a sudden it seems like no matter how many bullets you spray into somebody that's not using an ability or faction or whatever, it just seems like they're eating a shit ton of bullets, right? So it's very random, and I think a lot of that that is obviously because of the server issue, and who knows, I think it could very well be also tied into the aim assist somehow, some way. I'm not a developer, I'm not sure, but that's where my mind is heading. There's a lot of inconsistencies, which is to be expected in a closed beta like this for a game that they're kind of going with in this direction, but you get the point. So ultimately, at the end of the day, when you feel the aim assist in this game, it's almost perfect, because it's not anywhere near as strong as what is now, but it's enough, right? But in certain situations against those mouse and keyboard players, particularly at longer ranges, all of a sudden, the controller players are kind of left in the dust. So so I think we need to do that to where maybe we can even out the aim assist for slightly longer range as well. So that way, but at the same time, I would never ever ask anything to be increased to the point to where it's like a free kill for controller players. It just needs to be tweaked a little bit, because I love I'll tell you this straight on, like I said, I love the fact that it's been decreased. I want there to be that skill gap. I want my hard work and my dedication and my practice to the aim and all that to be rewarded, because I'm spot on and I am consistent with my shot. That's what I want. I want to be rewarded for it, and I want it to be addictive. I want it to be a challenge in order to get that kill. But at the same time, I don't want it to be unfair and one-sided either. I want things to be as close to as equal as possible, which is obviously easier said than done. But at the end of the day, the aim assist problem is something that I think is going to be tweaked a lot over time. I think they're going to be doing a few things that they're going to be tweaking. And obviously one of those things I think that's going to help is input-based matchmaking, which will be on launch. So that way, if you just want to play against controller players, regardless of what platform they're on, then you could do that. But it's not in beta, which sucks, because it would have been nice. I think it would have helped a lot with the matchmaking and stuff. But I think with the open beta, I think that's one of the things that they're going to do. There's going to be, I think there's going to be input-based matchmaking, because they have to eventually test that out, right? There's going to be, what's it going to be called? And there's probably going to be more modes and stuff like that. And of course, crossplay on and off the way that they've been doing it. So, but yeah, and I think that the aim assist may very well be slightly tweaked as well. And that's the only thing that I can come up with in terms of slightly tweaking it, in terms of slightly buffing it. But you're not really buffing it. All you're doing is just kind of making it fair. Like, because it close to medium range, like low medium range, it's it's fine. But once you get to like a further medium range, then you start to have problems, which would probably be around 1/3 of your engagements if you think about it. Like once you get to, like, if 1/3 of your engagements is at a farther pace, and you can't you can't get any aim assist versus somebody that does, and there's a lot of PC players that play this, a lot of mouse and keyboard players that play this, so it's a really big disadvantage even in pubs. So, and it's not like you can tell right away who the mouse and keyboard players are and who the controller players are. You can't tell, so that way you don't engage them in certain distances. So therefore, this is something that needs to be done, in my opinion. Like, something has to be done. Not everybody's always going to be 100% happy about whatever decision they make regarding aim assist, but I, for one, am happy that it's been decreased, and that we're actually embracing the fact that, hey, somebody could be more skilled, and therefore, because they're more skilled and they have more experience, they have a higher chance of winning that gunfight, because they're able to control the way they aim and stuff like that more, and they've put in more time in order to get better with it, so therefore they should be rewarded. That's just the way it works, man. That's the way it is, and that's how it should be. So yeah, overall, it's the inconsistencies that I think are the problem. And what I'm experiencing with my personal experience may not be what you're experiencing exactly, and vice versa. So that's ultimately the core of the aim assist problem as of now, is the inconsistencies, and that everybody's feeling something different for the people that are having problems with it. That's what I think. And let me know down in the comment section what you think, what you've been experiencing. what is your debate on the whole skill based matchmaking on your on the aim assist thing? Are you do you think it needs to be buffed? Do you think it needs to be nerfed? Do you think recent games have been over spoiling the players by increasing it? Whether you're a PC player or a controller player, I like to hear your input down below, your thoughts, your opinions, and stuff. And yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and I would love to hear some more feedback from you guys. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.